Welcome back to Daily Decodes 812. I'm coming off of two amazing naps, right? But I'm back now to doing what I love. But I don't love that I have to report a death of one of these characters, but it has to be done. All right? So, this is Loretta Swit, Emmy winner, who played Major Houlihan on pioneering series M.A.S.H, dead at age 87. All right.
Emmy winner Loretta Swit has died. She was 87. Swit played nurse Major Margaret Houlihan on TV's M.A.S.H. Her character was also called
Hot Lips.
Swit's character was originally one-dimensional. As the years went by, her sexuality was played down, and in the show's later years, she wasn't called Hot Lips.
From now on, I'm number one. Me, Margaret Houlihan. And believe me, soldier, I deserve better than you.
After M.A.S.H, Swit became a vocal animal welfare activist and performed in theater. Her publicist says Loretta Swit died at her home in New York, likely from natural causes. I'm Ed Donahue.
All right, so you should have heard that, right? Was kind of known for her sexuality on the show. Hot Lips. I guess her nickname. Here she is right here. An American actress and animal rights activist, died at the age of 87 in her New York home. She was best known for her role as Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan on the longtime TV series M.A.S.H. Swit was nominated for an Emmy every season and won two in 1980 and 1982. Her portrayal of the tough but vulnerable Army nurse was considered groundbreaking, bringing humor, heart, and strength to the role. And you see M.A.S.H here just about when I was kind of like kicking off my life and I would start to be into shows. M.A.S.H was one of those ones that I remember like my grandma would watch. M.A.S.H and like Gilligan's Island and like Bonanza. These were all shows that would pop up in my childhood. They're kind of like before my time, but I would still notice them on television, right? And here's M.A.S.H. And this is members of the 4077th Mobile Army Surgical Hospital for the injured during the Korean War, and use humor to escape from the horror and depression of the situation. That's interesting because they want to humor us and distract us from what's going on in the world, right? They'll give us these stories, and these characters. Among the 4077's people are Captains Benjamin Hawkeye Pierce, Trapper John McIntyre, and again, Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, Frank Burns, Corporal Walter Radar O'Reilly. That's interesting with the 4077, because that's like 47, and we have the 47th President Trump in office right now, and Trump equals 47. So let's just go over here. We'll play this video.
The theme from M.A.S.H.
Loretta Swit, one of the stars of the hit CBS series, died today here in New York.
Captain, I know this may sound like a frivolous question, but what the hell are you doing?
Loretta Swit won 2 Emmys for her portrayal of Major Margaret Houlihan, head nurse in a mobile Army surgical hospital during the Korean War.
Her ambition was to be the best damn nurse in Korea. I tried to help her achieve that.
Houlihan earned her nickname, Hot Lips, as she carried on a not-so-secret affair with Dr. Frank Burns.
And Houlihan did battle frequently with Doctors Hawkeye Pierce and, in early episodes, Trapper John.
Those two!
Listen to that. She earned her nickname, Hot Lips.
They're ruining this war for all of us.
Over M.A.S.H's 11-year run from 1972 to 83, Swit's character was allowed to evolve, and viewers saw a more serious side of Houlihan, as in this confrontation with the nurses she supervised.
You don't trust us.
And do you trust me? You act like I'm the enemy.
Houlihan became a role model, standing up for women serving in the U.S. military.
Now turn right, and that's an order.
The M.A.S.H finale was seen by more than 100 million people, a record that stands today.
Swit wrote the farewell speech Houlihan gave to her nurses on their final night at the 4077th M.A.S.H.
It's been an honor and a privilege to have worked with you. And I'm very, very proud to have known you.
Loretta Swit was 87. Brings back good memories, right?
Oh my God! I'm back in the playroom watching TV.
Did they say anything about how she died, or she just died because she's 87? I can't remember. And of course, I have some slides. They just say likely from natural causes. And again, it's interesting because a lot of this stuff will like just symbolize different things. We just had the lady who wrote the book Against Our Will. She just died. Susan Brown Miller. We had this character just die as well. And she had this book on like sexual assault. Right? So that's kind of interesting, like with the Diddy stuff going on. And we get this character that dies here, known for her sexuality, is what they said. Okay, so let's get into some of these connections as we get a little bit familiar here with the character. Okay, so she dies at 87. This is what they're telling us. And look at how that's her character. That's how they put it in the article. Major, they put M.A.G, like abbreviated. You see that? Margaret Houlihan. In straight up numerology, straight up the reduction cipher. Look at that. 87. And in real life, they're saying she died at 87. That's her 88th year of life, okay? Natural causes equals 88. You see, likely from natural causes. And remember, it was Troop 4, was it 4077 or whatever it said? M.A.S.H. Remember, Trump 47, Trump also equals 48, or 88, excuse me. Donald Trump equals 48, though, but Trump equals 47 and 88. And you see, natural causes 88. This character dies in her 88th year of life. And I didn't even want to bring up Donald right now, but the numbers are there. As he's for what years now has been like the most trending character on the world stage. So you're going to get a lot of these numbers connecting to him. Maybe that keeps him around. You know what I'm saying? Certain numbers connect to him and it balances out by other characters being eliminated to keep him on the stage. That's a possibility, right? Notice the name Swit, Loretta Swit. Now, if you have ears and you hear anything trending in the news, when you hear that name Swit, you're going to think of Taylor Swift. And it's not a coincidence that Taylor Swift is trending at the exact same time. And these two stories were like side by side on the Associated Press trending news. Swit and Swift. You see, Loretta Swit dies. Taylor Swift has kind of a come up. Regained control of her music, buys back first 6 albums. Some could say that Taylor Swift is known for her sexuality. I mean, some could say that. You know, that could be a stretch, right? She doesn't necessarily like show off like that, but I mean, Major Houlihan, not necessarily either, you know. But I'm talking about the name more so than anything, because all of this is with the language, okay? And I guess their hair is semi-similar or whatever. But my point being, look at the name. It's not a coincidence as well that Loretta Swit has the same birthday as Diddy, and Diddy probably even more trendy than Trump right now. I take that back. Probably Diddy, right? Diddy's got the D, Donald D. Look at that same birthday right there. And remember Diddy's birthday and Loretta Swit's birthday one day before the 2024 presidential selection, which was November 5th. Look at that. Same birthday. You see how this connects to these other trending characters. Even Taylor's got the T like Trump. Trying not to bring him up. It's a 162-day span. Well, let me start again because Cassie just gave birth Tuesday, May 27th. You know, sometimes they talk about sacrifices, right? Balance. One goes, one comes on the world stage. These characters are all connected. I just showed you the connection with Diddy. Look at this. Loretta Swit in the ABC 123 cipher. When you apply that method, 162, and it's a 162-day span from Cassie giving birth, May 27th, from that day to Loretta Swit and Diddy's birthday, which is November 4th. Look at that. Cassie gives birth May 27th. From that day to the Diddy and Swit birthday, 162-day span, and Loretta Swit equals 162. 162's been popping up over and over and over again with these trending stories. And I think um you know, and I think she had a baby boy, if I'm not mistaken, with Alex Fine. Don't forget, well, I think there was a guy named Alex that won the Indy 500 as well. Former stylist Dante Nash, who received the news in court, Nash said that Cassie gave birth. Whoever that is, Dante D, Diddy D, Donald D, these are all characters. But look at that span again from the birthday to the Swit and Diddy birthday. Not a coincidence. The numbers still popping up. I had this breakdown actually completed a couple of days ago, and I'm doing current breakdowns, and I'm still seeing 162, 126. And I have a couple other decodes already ready. You may see 162, 126 pop up a couple more times. Margaret Houlihan, 261 in the reverse cipher. You get the same numbers, 162, 162. Look at it from right to left. 261. That's the reverse cipher with the alphabet. Okay? Even this number 128 popped up a few times recently. Look at that. 128. But look at 261. Margaret Houlihan. And you see the reverse cipher. Look at the alphabet. In reverse, there's 26 letters. So M would be 14. A would be the 26, right? R is 9, alphabet in reverse. G is 20, A again 26, R9, E22, E is T. And you can see the rest right there. 261, Margaret Houlihan. Look at Kobe Bryant. And I about flipped out when I saw this because Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, him and his daughter, on 1/26. And look, M.A.S.H has the helicopter in the logo. You see that? Isn't that eerie? And that's like the 26th day of the first month. You see that? It's incredible. It's eerie. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it's like scary, but this is eerie because this is how you know everything's just connected by the numbers, okay? And history repeats, and these patterns are undeniable. Look at that. And Kobe Bryant, I mean, to Kobe Bryant's death on the world stage, I think had an effect on me. Not saying, I'm not like all into basketball like that, but it's just something about the Kobe Bryant death that lingers. If it really happened, but it's something about that death. Remember, it was in 2020 vision. Think about that. Open your eyes, we know what else would happen. COVID, right? Kobe, COVID. You know what I'm saying? It sounds the same, right? So there's something about that year 2020, but that Kobe Bryant death that affects many. And like I said, I'm not really into the world stage like with any emotions attached. But man, there's something about that Kobe death, man. Maybe because his character on the world stage was a really good character. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's what it is, and how he did a lot for like women's basketball. And let's not overlook his daughter that they say died with him as well. And they were calling him I forgot what the term was. They were calling him a girl dad or whatever. But isn't that amazing? The helicopter and the 126, 261, 162, 162. Notice how Cassie's birthday is 3 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday. You see that? Amazing, right? Amazing. Remember, Diddy is connected with Tupac, and Tupac died the year Kobe Bryant was drafted. To live and die in LA. It's the place to be. I mean, wow, right? Isn't that amazing? The Diddy connection with Tupac. And I ain't gonna lie, look at some pictures of Kobe Bryant. There's some pictures of Kobe Bryant where he looks like Tupac. I'm not saying it's Tupac or anything, but I'm just saying you know, Drake had this song called Family Matters. You know what I'm saying? Right? And just think about it. It's all in the family. It's a club and we're not invited. Um, what else in that song? They're talking about Michael Jackson and Prince, and that Drake song, Maybe I'm Prince and you're actually Mike. You know what I'm saying? Who's related to Michael Jackson? Who's related to Prince? There's just a lot of truth that they kind of half tell us. They're telling us, but they're not telling us. It's like, what is going on here? This is amazing, and I'm trying to do this as low energy as possible because the stuff it's a gift and a curse, me being able to catch some of these things without even really trying, okay? Look at the 72 on the Kobe's helicopter here. And I've been knowing that because I've covered that in the past several times, okay? Look at the 72 on Kobe's helicopter. I don't know if that's the helicopter he went down in. I don't know. But look, this picture is all over the internet. Kobe with this 72 on his jersey, or not on his jersey, on his helicopter here. I put the circle so you could see it. But Loretta Swit equals 72. M.A.S.H's first episode date in 1972. See that? What, Major Margaret Houlihan, is that the name? The character? Look at that, man. So all of this stuff is connected by the numbers, okay? And that helicopter again is just super eerie. That theme song for M.A.S.H is really spooky as well. Now, you can see that Diddy and Loretta Swit, their last birthday was the 308th day of the year. Look at our article here with this death of Loretta Swit, updated at 3:08 p.m. And 3:08 is like 38. Cassie is age 38, y'all. Natural causes in the reduction cipher equals 38. Likely died from natural causes. Swit in reverse equals 37. She's born in 1937. And Bryant also equals 37. See that? And Bryant also equals that 26. Dead on the 26th day of the year, okay? I had, other than that Kobe slide, other than that, I had no intention of what, I don't have any intention of doing these breakdowns like, oh, let me show all of these connections. No, it's just, it is what it is. I had no intention of bringing up Trump and anything. It's just, it is what it is by the numbers, okay? You see Swit in reverse, S would be 19, W is 4, I is 18, and T is 7 with the alphabet in reverse. T is the 7th letter. Kobe Bryant wore 24 on his jersey, like 240, and Kobe Bryant Day is on the 24th of August.
According to such as Mission Impossible and Hawaii Five-0, and made her
Mission Impossible, Major, Margaret, M.A.S.H, M, Mission Impossible, M.
Broadway debut.
Child. And her middle name is Jane. Doesn't that make you think of G.I. Jane? This movie? And look, that's Demi Moore. Remember, Demi Lovato was trending recently. Okay? Ooh! Look at the fake world. Hold on. I did the Demi Lovato wedding, and I connected Demi Moore. Demi Lovato married a guy named Jordan. And look, Demi Moore played Jordan O'Neal in G.I. Jane. And when you think of O'Neal, you think of Shaquille O'Neal. God, man. God. Look at this, man. Everything is on the algorithm. Look, Jordan Jutes Lutz. Look at that. Demi Lovato, Demi Moore. These are just characters, y'all. And I just caught that. Jordan O'Neal. Look at that right there, man. Holy crap. Holy crap. And that's like Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe, and you can see the fake world. This is the fake world, y'all. This is a fake world. This is nothing but by the numbers and by this code, okay? I put that fire thumbnail together, by the way. Wow. Damn. So they're saying natural causes. I don't know what else to say. Loretta Swit, Emmy winner who played Major Houlihan on pioneering series M.A.S.H, has died at 87. There's always more. I'm going to leave the breakdown at that. Until next